Hey guys, it's Will from Potato Strong. I just wanted to take this opportunity to discuss some of the results that I got since July. So it's been 6 months. Today's January 1st, 2014, so it's the start of a new year. Just thought I would kick it off with a progress report. So I'm trying to help you guys understand some of the things and how I track results. And there's lots of other ways to do it, but so this is a graph of my weight loss on the left. I just use Google Documents, so that's free online spreadsheet. There's there's a word processing document and other types of things you can do, but this is an easy way to plot your weight. So now scale weight can be deceiving because there's water weight and muscle growth and ups and downs, as you can see here. But I still think that the general trend is generally, is going to go downward. Some people want to gain a lot of muscle, and that's a fairly slow process. So that will affect the results as well. But so you see here on the right, we have the numbers here. So in July, beginning of July, I was around 206. I was actually higher than that before that, but it came down a bit. So one thing to notice is from here till October, middle October, there was pretty much a straight decline. Now there's ups and downs. You can see here, it goes up and it goes down. There seems to be a rise and then a downward fall. So it's not going to be 100% straight down. So they say, weigh yourself once a week. I didn't generally stick to that, but that's kind of a nice thing to do. Just don't check it every day or obsessively, but we're all human and some of us are going to check on that more often. So an unbelievable drop from the start to this mid-October point. I've mentioned before that we threw out everything that was deemed unhealthy, high fat. I had oil. As vegetarians, you can eat lots of stuff like sour cream and cheese, cheddar cheese, and shredded cheese, and mayonnaise, and a lot of products that have fat in them from packaged products. So we just completely went 100% into this. So I think that was part of it. Discovering the potato, how filling it is, was amazing. It just totally allowed me to be full and not to snack really in between meals. So that's kind of what I want to say about this particular part. I got down to about 188. For me, I'm 6 feet. A bit of a more muscular build, a bigger build. So not as light as some of the guys out there, but it's only been at this point it was only a few months. So the interesting thing, because I was just plotting this, is that from here to here it was relatively stable. There was an upward group here, an upward increase on the scale. And I went back and looked at some of the things that I'd made notes on, and right around here is when I got this pull-up tower. So it's just a little metal frame that you can do pull-ups or chin-ups on, and you can do dips and push-ups on it. Now I mentioned that I'm not really a active person. I'm at home all the time, 24/7. I don't go anywhere to work. I don't run outside or anything like that. I'm basically on the computer reading and watching TV. But with a little bit of weight training, we lose muscle as we age. And I really feel like within, an hour, probably a week or every 5 days, depending on, or, every few days, whatever. In my case, when I do these things, I get really sore. And I just think that you can do things in a pretty short period of time and give your body days to recover, to grow muscle again. Um, so the interesting thing was on October 17th, I bought this dip tower. I also started drinking more water. I was watching some of the Durian Rider videos about, smashing down more water. And I think that I was probably dehydrated. And my body just sucked up the water. And when you tend to do weights, you find that the next day your weight will go up on the scale. Your body's probably, keeping the water and trying to rebuild itself. Now that could be just conjecture, but I've got another chart on the right, which is just for the last 2 months from November to the end of December, which is body fat. So you see here the percentage, 19.5 down to below 18. So during the period of time when the calorie weight was generally stable, the scale weight, I mean, the fat loss dropped from 19.5 below 17.8, I think it is here. So, that's over 1.5, almost 2%. Now, with the body fat, I used a upper body measurement device. It's a Omron scale for measuring body fat. It sends a little electrical signal through your upper body, through your hands. And, there's ones that do your whole body. There's more accurate ways, but this is a relative reading, so I kept taking the reading. So even if it's off, up or down, it's hopefully going to consistently, show a decline, whether it's absolute correct value. The other thing I do is I compare myself to some of the photos of different body fat percentages, and I think it's in the right general area. I think that's a great way to judge your body fat, is to look at yourself compared to some of the photos of like people at 10, 15, 20, like males at, in my case, at 10, 15, 20% fat. It gives you a pretty good idea. And also, your clothes, I can tell that my jeans are huge on me now, and I'm getting smaller clothes size, mediums, where I used to have large shirts and other types of clothes. So the two things that I really saw here was an increase in water intake, and also some of the body weight training. Like I literally do, when I started doing this, it's like once every 5 days, I would just give my body a chance to recover, and it's less than an hour. So I just do pull-ups. I couldn't do any chin-ups at first. I couldn't even get myself up. And over time, that's the other thing, is I went from no chin-ups right around here when I got the thing. I couldn't pull myself up. And there's a methodology to progress on pull-ups. If you're interested in that, I can do more videos on that. But you basically start doing negatives. You lower yourself down, do a set of eight or so. Do that a few sets, and eventually you can pull yourself up, and then you try to do more. So I went from like no chin-ups, which are where your palms are facing you, to 10, more than 10, and then I started doing pull-ups where your palms are facing away, and it's a wider grip, so it's more on the lats. And I went from just 1 or up to like 8. So I've completely made a huge increase. And then there's other things I'm doing, dips and push-ups and stuff like that. So those have increased. So at the same time that the weight on the scale generally stayed the same, body fat decrease, a pretty increase in strength, and my wife has noticed some of the muscle gains. So, and I think that a reasonable amount of muscle, depending on your situation, is 1 pound a month. If you're younger, you can get more than that. If you're regaining muscle that you might have had before, it could your strength go quicker. You're just kind of regenerating that strength that you had before. There's lots of variation, but I think that a lot of times people are gaining water and fat, and they're not really gaining very much muscle. But my basic goal with this page was to show that you can lose a lot of weight just by eating high carb. I'm not really, like I say, an active person. I've talked a little bit about doing some body weight training, but it's less than an hour, and it just gets it going, and then I stop, and I'm sore for days, and I don't do that. If you can take walks and do cardio, that's great. But I'm trying to keep most of the results showing that you can just do it from your dietary changes. As you lose weight, you tend to have more energy and eat carbs. You want to kind of move your body, but like I say, I'm on the computer all the time, and I just wanted to show that the results are going to be based on just eating high carb. What else was I going to say? So basically, yeah, that's about it. There's other health benefits. I talked about the blood pressure going down, and I'm going to do some blood tests. There's people that have, diabetes and all sorts of issues related to diet. I think that there's so many other benefits to eating healthy, high carb, low fat, low protein. It's not just about physical appearance, but that is something that we are interested in as well as a society. It's just an extra bonus. But so the goals for next year: just stick to this starch-based diet and keep things going, and consistency and adherence. Just keep it going, and hopefully get you guys motivated and hopefully answer your questions. So let's just keep going for New Year's, and we'll talk to you guys soon.